losing streak. They got the point, and they got in the middle and got a fantastic result. No one expected that, and that they should be delighted with that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now, as a player, he won almost everything worth winning. As a manager, he certainly knows what it takes to reach the top flight. Steve Bruce twice guided Birmingham to the Premier League, and with the Tigers riding high in fourth in the title race, Clem took to the road to Hull for the visit of Burnley.
With 14 trophies as a player, Steve Bruce's personal silverware tally is bigger than most championship clubs. Congratulations, Grandad, by the way. Hey, how does that feel?
That's when you know you're goose.
Now in his 8th managerial role after 4 wins out of 5, his traumatic exit from Sunderland 12 months ago is becoming just another chapter in a 35-year football career. And his new club are on course to repeat their achievements of 5 years ago.
He's trying to tee it up for somebody, and he has! Oh, that's a fantastic strike!
And yes, we are aware of the fact we show that goal every time we come to Hull City.
And it's the grand old man of football, Dean Windass at 39!
That was the big thing when I joined the club, was did I have still the enthusiasm to drop down a level and meet the challenge? Well, obviously the club where the club wants to be.
You did question that, didn't you?
Yeah, of course I did. I thought, well, to be fair to the people who were trying to employ me, which was the club here now, that, you know, did I still have the enthusiasm after being 10 years in the big league? Could I drop down the league and still show them that respect that it needs? And let me tell you, it's a hard work as it's ever been, but I've enjoyed every minute of it.
I love the dynamic when you've got dad as manager and son as player.
Is it tough? It is tough. I think in any line of work, if you're the manager's son, it's tough. But it's something that I've had to get used to. I think you've got to have confidence in your own ability, and ultimately, when you get on the pitch, it's what you do out there that counts.
Wow, Fred, how are you? Congratulations.
I can see you in the flesh now.
You see me in the flesh?
Yes,
Am I better looking in the flesh?
You're a lot better looking.
Do you think so?
Well, yes.
Well, I have to say, I hope I'm as good as you, and I'm 100. Fantastic, well done.
There are pitfalls in football, and 35 years is a ruddy long time to be in the game. You know, there's still that pain when you do leave a big club like Sunderland.
Yes, and disappointed the way it finished, because, you know, the previous season we'd just finished 10th, which was the 3rd highest in 50-odd years. Get off to a bad start, as we've just seen this week. Get off to a bad start in the Premier League. You cannot stop, you know, you can't stop the bandwagon and the intensity of what it surrounds, and you can only do that by winning a few games, and unfortunately that didn't quite happen for me. Since I was a kid, it's all I wanted to do was play football, and I still try to join in yesterday, even though I'm 2 stone too heavy and can't kick the thing like I used to. But you want to get out there and play and be part of it, and try and put another team together.
Morale may be high at Hull, but if one thing's guaranteed to put noses out of joint there, it's Burnley. The Clarets have won 6 straight meetings with the Tigers, last year even coming back from 2-0 down to win 3-2 in the last 12 minutes. This was to be another of those afternoons. Ross Wallace here with the most spectacular of Burnley's first half chances, as Hull had new loan signing David Stockdale to thank for keeping them in the contest. 40 minutes in, though, the Hull keeper could do nothing when Wallace crafted this delightful pass to Dean Marney to make it 1-0 against his former club. After the restart, Hull did enjoy more possession. But even though Burnley did their best to help, the home side couldn't draw level amid a succession of misses, some spectacular. 7 straight defeats to Burnley for Hull now. Glad to see the back of them for a month or two.
That's what the division's about. It's got a beauty about it, which is it's an even race, and it's the ones who can get a run together and stay with it who can be successful. And we've all got a chance. When we get ourselves just there or thereabouts, you know, we unfortunately have come up with a poor performance. So we'll go again tomorrow and get ready for Tuesday. And as always, they come thick and fast at this level, so we'll get ready to go again.
So it's a minor blip as far as Steve Bruce is concerned. Obviously, you get an insight to the club, don't you, with Liam being there. Have you been impressed with what you've heard and what you've seen?
I've been impressed with what Steve brought to the club. I've been impressed with the way they've played. He's developed this way of playing with the three at the back mainly, and they pass the ball really well. And Luka has been outstanding.
He's been a revelation.
He has been, and they've been a lot more consistent. And I think Steve's right. You know, they came away with nothing today, and the performance wasn't right. But they need to just get a run of results where they win more than they draw, and that's the problem with Hull. Over the recent season, they've drawn too many games, but they're winning a lot more now, and there's a real belief in the way they're playing.
Do you think the fact that they play three at the back is because, you know, there's not a lot of teams accustomed to facing that? Does that put the opposition out?
Well, I think the reason they play that is because it suits the players that he's got. You know, Liam's playing left and now Amadee's playing right, and they're both attacking fullbacks. They like to get forward, and then they're right up there, threatening the backs of the fullbacks.
Yeah.
And then Luka allows Luka to play with Simpson invariably and just pick up little holes where he can get turned and go and attack defences. And midfield players who like to get on the ball. So it just suits their players, and that's perfect. The players, you know, when a manager goes into a club, it's not about having his own system. It's about coming up with a system that suits the players, and that's what Steve's done.
And a word for Sean Dyche, but we have not really concentrated on him so far at Burnley, but it's a good result for him. A bit of resilience shown there from his side.
Yeah, just like Sean.